Have you ever wondered how the Rust Belt, a region once vibrant with industrial activity, affects the environment and human health? The Rust Belt, a term coined in the late 20th century, refers to an area in the northeastern and midwestern United States, stretching from central New York through Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana, all the way to the eastern shores of Michigan. This region, once the heartland of America's manufacturing industry, was the birthplace of goods that powered the nation's growth for decades. Historically, the Rust Belt has been of significant political and industrial importance. Its creation was fueled by the rise of industries in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Factories sprung up across the region, taking advantage of the plentiful natural resources and labor supply. Steel mills, automobile manufacturers, and coal mines became the economic backbone of these areas, driving employment and prosperity. However, this industrial boom came with a hefty price tag. At the time, environmental regulations were practically non-existent. Industries were allowed to operate unchecked, with little to no restrictions on their waste disposal practices. As a result, the Rust Belt became a hub of pollution, spewing harmful contaminants into the air, water, and soil. The environmental impact was vast and destructive, but so too were the consequences for human health, a topic we'll explore in depth later on. The political and industrial reasons for the Rust Belt's creation are complex and multifaceted. On one hand, the region was a symbol of America's industrial might and economic prosperity. On the other hand, it represented the stark reality of environmental degradation and human suffering that often accompanies unregulated industrial growth. This dichotomy is what makes the Rust Belt a fascinating and important topic of discussion. It forces us to confront the difficult questions about the true cost of industrial progress and the delicate balance between economic development and environmental sustainability. Now that we've set the stage, let's delve deeper into the environmental and health impacts of the Rust Belt. 3 industries in the Rust Belt have had the most significant environmental impact. First, let's talk about steel manufacturing. For decades, this industry spewed pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrous oxide into the air, contributing to acid rain and respiratory issues. Next, we have the automotive industry. Notorious for its heavy reliance on fossil fuels, this industry has significantly contributed to greenhouse gas emissions. Its factories also released harmful substances like lead, mercury, and volatile organic compounds, causing soil and water contamination. Finally, the coal industry. Coal mining and burning have led to the release of countless tons of carbon dioxide, a major driver of climate change. Additionally, coal ash, a byproduct of burning coal, contains toxic elements like arsenic, chromium, and selenium, which can seep into groundwater, affecting both the environment and human health. These industries, while once the backbone of the region, have left a lasting legacy that continues to affect us today. The environmental damage from the Rust Belt doesn't stop at the ecosystem. It has dire consequences for human health as well. The toxic byproducts of industry have seeped into the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the soil in which our food grows. The statistics paint a grim picture. In regions hardest hit by industrial pollution, cancer rates have skyrocketed. In some areas, lung and throat cancer rates are twice the national average, a tragic testament to decades of inhaling polluted air. But the danger isn't just in the air. High levels of lead in the drinking water have been linked to developmental issues in children. Soil contamination has been connected with a variety of health problems, from skin diseases to organ failure. But it's not just about the numbers. Each statistic represents a human life, a story cut short or marred by illness. As we can see, the health impacts of the Rust Belt are far-reaching and severe. Despite this grim picture, efforts are underway to remediate the damage caused by the Rust Belt. Bioremediation, the use of living organisms such as plants and bacteria, is being employed to clean up the toxic legacy. These tiny yet powerful allies can break down hazardous substances into less toxic or non-toxic ones, a natural alchemy turning poison into harmless elements. Simultaneously, several companies that profited from the Rust Belt are stepping up to address their environmental contamination. They are investing in cleanup operations, funding research into new remediation techniques, and implementing stricter environmental policies. For example, some steel and automotive companies have set ambitious green targets, aiming to significantly reduce their carbon footprint and waste production. But it's not just about undoing past wrongs. These companies are also creating greener, more sustainable business models, paving the way for a new era of environmentally conscious industry. These efforts, while commendable, are just the beginning of a long journey towards a cleaner, healthier Rust Belt. But what can ordinary citizens do to combat the destruction caused by the Rust Belt? Well, you might be surprised to find out that there's a lot we can do. Firstly, supporting clean energy is a powerful move. By choosing renewable energy sources such as wind and solar, we can reduce our reliance on industries that contribute to environmental degradation. Secondly, advocating for stricter environmental regulations is crucial. This can be done by contacting your local representatives, signing petitions, or even taking part in peaceful protests. Demand more from our leaders. Push them to prioritize the environment in their decision-making. Lastly, never underestimate the power of awareness. Talk about the Rust Belt, its history, and its effects on the environment and public health. Share this knowledge with your friends, family, and social media followers. Encourage them to join the cause. Together, we can help turn the Rust Belt from a symbol of environmental destruction into a beacon of renewal and resilience. To sum up, the Rust Belt, while once a powerhouse of industry, has left a legacy of environmental damage and health issues. Born from political and industrial decisions, this region's unchecked industries wreaked havoc on both the environment and human health. Efforts to bioremediate the damage have been made, and citizens too hold the power to make a difference. The Rust Belt's story is a stark reminder of the need for sustainable development and the crucial role that each of us plays in it.